Welcome to the third video in the VIL Getting Started video series. Here, we will explore the student's view of Canvas. In this video, we will cover modules, missions, checkpoints, final checkpoints, projects, and discussions. This is everything students will encounter during the course. What will students actually do and see during the VIL course? The easiest way to see what your students are seeing is by clicking on the Student View button from your homepage. This puts you in an imaginary student profile, allowing you to experience exactly what your students are experiencing. You can see what the assignments, projects, and submission tabs look like from a student's point of view. You can always click Leave Student View to go back to the teacher side of Canvas. When students log on to Canvas, they'll access course content through something called modules. Modules are basically chapters that unlock future modules when completed correctly. In this example, a student is logging on for the first time. They click on Learning Modules. Notice that the only module that's unlocked is the Student Pre-Survey. They need to complete this survey in order to unlock the next set of lessons in the class. Let's look at another student example. You can tell how far the student is in the course by the green check marks and red circles. The red circles are assignments the student has not yet completed. Scrolling down, we can see a lot of grayed out content. This is content the student will complete in the future once they've unlocked it. Let's scroll back up to that red circle. This student needs to complete this module before they can move on to new content in the class. Next, let's talk about missions. Each module consists of a set of missions. You could also think of missions as lessons that take about one class period to complete. In this module, we can see all the missions and checkpoints along the left-hand side. We're currently in Mission 1. Each mission is a lesson. It takes about a class period to complete. Missions include warm-up questions with checks for understanding. We can watch the student fill one out here, and they get instant feedback. They also include interactive videos, objectives, and worksheets. As students move through a mission, they might encounter an activity called an Edpuzzle video. These are guided videos with questions and checks for understanding embedded along the way. In this example, a student is watching an Edpuzzle video on a new technology they'll be using. When a question pops up on their screen, they must answer it correctly to continue watching the video. Almost every mission also includes something called a Wiser activity. These are basically online worksheets that allow students to work independently and submit their work. Wiser worksheets are embedded directly in every single module. As you scroll down, students have the opportunity to sign in. They can create their own username and password or sign in with a Google account. In this example, I'll use Google. Scrolling through a Wiser worksheet, students receive instructions, materials lists, tutorial videos, and also a series of checks for understanding and guided questions to lead them through the activity. Some teachers may desire to view student work on Wiser. To do this, you can create your own Teacher Wiser account and then provide students with your classroom code. When they enter your classroom code, they'll join your class and you'll be able to assign and grade assignments directly in Wiser. So far, our example student has worked their way through Mission 1 with the Edpuzzle and Wiser activities. They have now reached the checkpoint. At the end of every mission is something called a checkpoint. A checkpoint is a check for understanding to make sure students retained the material taught. Scrolling down, we can see this student has reached checkpoint 1. The instructions say the student must score 80% or higher to pass the checkpoint. They have as many attempts as possible to make this happen. Incorrect responses provide students with a hint of where they can find the correct answer. Watch as this student scores an 80% on checkpoint 1. When they click on Next, they will receive their score, 100%, and now they are able to access the next mission, Mission 2. Once students have successfully completed every mission in a module, they will reach what's called the final checkpoint. In this example, we can see the student has completed all missions and checkpoints leading up to the final checkpoint. The final checkpoint does count for a grade on Canvas, and students must score an 80% to unlock the next set of missions. Watch as this student successfully answers the final question of the checkpoint. It looks like they scored a 100%. That means they've completed this module. Now they can exit the course and go back to Canvas. When the student goes back to Canvas and explores the Modules tab, they'll notice that they've unlocked the next set of modules. So here we can see they've unlocked Part 3, Choose Your First Project, Project 1A. At the end of every planet or unit is a set of projects where students get to choose from 3 different projects to complete. This student has 3 projects to choose from. First, they'll look at Project 1A to see if it's the one they want to work on. Some students might choose Project 1A, while others might choose Project 1B or 1C. Every project has the same flow. Students will view the course overview and then complete 3 follow-up missions to complete the project. At the beginning of each project, we recommend that students look at all 3 project overviews before deciding on the one they would like to work on. Once students have completed their projects, they can receive feedback from peers on a Canvas discussion board. In this example, our student has viewed all 3 projects and completed one of them. They're now going to visit the student feedback section. Here, we can see one student has already posted their project for feedback. We can leave a short note or even positive feedback in the format of I like and I wonder. Once students have received peer feedback on their projects, it's time to submit their final design. The last section of this project is Planet 1 Deliverable Project Submission. We can see Planet 2 is still locked because we haven't submitted our project. In the Deliverable section, we see instructions on how to submit our project, a rubric, and reflection questions. Students click on Submit Assignment. They can then paste the URL to their project, and then answer the reflection questions in a comment. When they submit the assignment, it will be available for the teacher to grade. Now that our student has submitted their Planet 1 project, we can see Planet 2 is unlocked. They will move on to Part 1 of Planet 2 and complete this module to continue their journey. Thank you for watching. To learn more about the teacher side of Canvas, facilitation strategies, and advanced features, check out the other videos in this 6-part series.